Hi all, Ms. Lee here. We're going to go ahead and do another example of writing an equation of a hyperbola given some information. So this one says, write the equation and in parentheses s of the hyperbola with one vertex at -2, -11, and one co-vertex at -7, 1. So when it says that there's one vertex here and one co-vertex here, that doesn't mean that that's all the information that we have. We can kind of figure out the rest of the information, which is exciting. We'll go ahead and just draw a really rough sketch. So just a rough sketch so we can kind of see what's going on. So if you draw a vertex at -2, -11, so we'll just call this -11. And then a co-vertex at -7, so we'll just call this -7, and we'll call this 1. Okay, so if you have a vertex here, a vertex here and a co-vertex here, if you make that nice little box, again, this is a super rough sketch. This is not meant to be anything like that tells you like specifically what. I'm just trying to get a glimpse at what's going on. So if I draw a rough sketch of my box, I realize that there's two possible boxes I could have drawn. I could have drawn a box over here, and I could have drawn a box over here. And so it's going to be two different types of hyperbolas. And so knowing that this is the vertex, you know that one possibility of a hyperbola is one where it's vertical. And so in that case, you would have something that looks vaguely, again, rough sketch, okay? Vaguely like this. And then, of course, that goes off the paper a little bit. So whatever. So something vaguely like this. Okay, so this point then, if you think about it, would have the x coordinate of this vertex. So if this vertex was -2, -11, then this would be -2, and then it would have the y value of this co-vertex, which is -7, 1, and so then the y value would be 1. And so in this case, if we have a vertical hyperbola, so this is the vertical example, we're going to have a center at -2, 1. And so since it's vertical, we start with y. So we do y minus 1 squared over, and then it's going to be some b squared. We'll figure it out later. Minus, and then x plus 2 squared over, and then some a squared equals 1. Okay, so we're going to want to find out those distances. So the vertical is going to be here. So since it's vertical, a vertical hyperbola, the distance from the center to the vertex, which is right here. So between a y value of 1 to a y value of -11, that's going to be 1 minus -11. That'll be 12. So over here, we put 12 squared. And then over here, the horizontal distance, that's going to be from here, from the center to the co-vertex. So that'll be from -7 to -2. And that distance is 5. So we have 5 squared. And so this is the equation of the vertical hyperbola given those two bits of points. However, there's also going to be a horizontal possibility. And I'm going to draw that possibility down here. Okay, so again, we had the -2, -11. That's somewhere around here. -2, -11. And then we had -7, +1. And then the possibility of drawing a horizontal vertex, a horizontal hyperbola, but where this one is still our vertex, we would have to draw it this way because this would create some sort of box because it's a hyperbola. Again, this is a rough sketch, just so we can have a general look at it, And so then we draw that side. And so this is our horizontal hyperbola. This is an awful drawing of a hyperbola, but this is just a rough sketch so we can get a general idea. Then you would know that the center would have so it would be in the middle of the box. That center would have the x value of this co-vertex, which would be -7. So this is -7, and then the y value of this one, which is -11. Okay, and since it's a horizontal hyperbola, X is going to come first. The X is positive. So we do X plus 7 squared minus, and then Y plus 11 squared all over, and then equals 1. So we're going to put it over the horizontal and vertical values. So over here, the horizontal value is 5, and so underneath the X, we're going to put 5 squared. Don't forget that squared. All right, and then for the vertical one, from the center, from negative 11 all the way up to 1, that's the same thing as before. That's going to be 12 squared. Okay, so these are the two possible equations of a hyperbola with one vertex at negative 2, negative 11, and one co-vertex at negative 7, 1. Happy day!